Hello, 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 everybody. My name is Great Eagle Sim Pilot. I'm a real world A320 captain, bringing my love for aviation and flight simulation to all you wonderful people out there. How's everyone doing this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are in the world? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Eagle's Nest. We have Beanie Baby Gaming with us this evening as well. He is live on his channel, so swing on over there. Give him a like and a subscribe. He is going for 800 subscribers tonight. He's only 7 subscribers away. So go ahead, give his channel a like and a subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. And I will pop up his stream a little later on in the flight, probably once we cross the 18,000 foot mark there, because he's going down to Savannah. Pretty short flight for him out of Atlanta, so we'll try to get his stream up as soon as we can once we are off the ground and headed to Chicago. But we are going to be flying the UPS A300 freighter going from Newark to Chicago. And what has to be one of the most unique, if I do have to say so myself, one of the most unique liveries that I have seen, or not liveries, but one of the most unique cargo setups that I have seen thus far. I have not seen, and maybe this is just a UPS thing, because remember, we did FedEx ops out of here, and the FedEx ramp is nothing like the UPS ramp is right now. I'll spin the drone cam around here in just a second to show you what I am talking about here. So, what we have here, this is the UPS ramp. Right, so what we have here is the epitome of efficiency. Why have pallet loaders driving all around when you can simply move the pallets on the rollers straight to the airplane? That is, someone somewhere came up with this idea and said we can move cargo 5 minutes faster if we do it like this. This is the most unique setup I've seen. It actually gave me a little bit of trouble with trying to figure out how to do those doors, because the stairs would come and connect right here, and it would clip into this. And, you know, with that, I just kind of assumed, and I didn't even realize it until I went to the tablet. You have the option to bring the stairs over here. Now, GSX will still try to put the stairs up on the left-hand side, but we'll pretend those stairs aren't there. All right, this is the stairs the crew will use to board up the aircraft here and get themselves situated on the flight deck here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get things started off here. We'll hop right on into the airplane. Beautiful. We will go ahead. I've already imported the flight plan into our tablet, so let's go to the overhead and get things started here. Beautiful day in Newark, New Jersey. Finally, it's not a dull, gray, rainy day, so we'll go ahead and get the IRSs aligned. While that's happening, let's go ahead and we will go to our menu here. And ACARS sim brief, we'll let that bring it on in. Newark, Chicago, that looks good. And we'll click on align our IRSs. There we go. We'll go back up to the overhead panel here. We'll go straight down the left-hand side. Get the recorder ground control on. Everything else is looking good. All of our hydraulics are in the green band there. We can get the seatbelt sign on. We'll go ahead and get that on. And of course, the no smoking sign will come on. Center left, the HF doesn't work. Our door panel, it looks good. We'll go ahead and bring that on over to external power. That looks good. We'll test the engine squib, or the bottle squibs there, and then the engine fire one. We have loop A, looks good. Lights on. CRC, and we have loop B, looks good. On down the electrical panel, everything else on here looks good. We'll continue on down, get the yaw damper and the ATS on. We'll wait for the IRs to align to get the pitch trim on. And our ice should be good for now. Our lights are all set. Today is an odd day, so we'll be on system 1. That looks good. Max Racing says, howdy, how are you doing this evening, Max Racing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're having a fantastic evening and staying quite cool there out in Houston. Hopefully you took some good medication and are feeling a little bit better today, I would hope. So there we go. Let's see, going over to the center panel here. IR is in the align mode, so that's good. The landing gear panel looks good. We're not going to do anything. We can't do anything with the VHF panel anyway, even though you see 25.7, which is the actual frequency we're on, I think. So I wonder if it just copies whatever you have in the active, just puts it up here. That's interesting. Alrighty, we'll test the bottle squib for the APU. Looks good, and we'll do the APU fire test. There we go. Both loop A and loop B look good. Alrighty, all set there. Our fuel panel looks all good, at least for now. Our engine start panel is set, at least for now. We'll go ahead and get the APU on. Feeling better, actually. That's actually really good. Really, really, really good. The thing I would caution you is just be aware with, depending on what you took, right, you need to wait a little bit before you go flying again. NyQuil can be especially one of those ones that's a gotcha there. You gotta wait, like, I feel like if someone said if you take NyQuil, the recommendation is to wait like 5 days before you go flying again. That's absolutely crazy. But all right, let's continue on down. We get the APU going. Wipers are off. That all looks good. Center right here, HF obviously doesn't work. Cockpit door is unlocked right now, or is locked right now, so that's why we have no lights on that panel. Ventilation panel looks good. We'll test the squibs for engine 2. That looks good. And let's go ahead and test the engine 2 fire. Excellent. And we got loop B once we release. Excellent. Main cargo deck smoke detection, mid 1, mid 2, and aft all look good. Cargo compartment smoke all looks good there. We'll go ahead and get the repeat on right now. And our cabin pressurization looks good. Everything should be in the extinguished auto position. So that looks good there. Coming on up to the right side, IR3 is in a line. Let's go ahead and get the oxygen on. Low pressure is in the green, high pressure is all in the green. That all looks good there. Pack temp and the compartment temps here, we'll all leave all of those in their normal positions. And now that we got the APU on, let's go ahead and get the bleeder going. That way we can get rid of these fault lights. That looks good there.
Oh, 5-7 heavy, Nick, personnel, push your start, your discretion advisory, back.
Alrighty, just adjusting the volume of my headset there. Alrighty, let's go ahead and arm the emergency lights, right? So yeah, it's weird that the emergency lights, I think that might be like an error. Like, it should be disarmed by default and then armed. I don't know why they're in the on by default. That's kind of weird. Alrighty. So we're done with that. Coming on down to the glare shield left to right, we have all of our buttons extinguished here. Flight director's on. We're in nav. Let's go ahead and turn on constraints here. This won't work until the IRSs are aligned. We'll do constraints on that first officer's EFIS as well. 10 nautical miles map. And his flight director is on nav mode, and we can adjust the brightness of his PFD and ND as needed there. We'll go ahead and make sure all of those push buttons are extinguished. Coming on down to the main instrument panel. Airspeed, RMI, PFD, ND. Airspeed indicator, or sorry, altimeter, which are current altimeter setting is going to be 29902. Okay, that's going to be set once, twice, and thrice. Don't even have to think about that one. Our VSI here looks good, and the ADF needles are looking good. Time is mostly correct there. Yep, that is the correct time in the sim. Excellent. Let's go ahead and correct our standby attitude indicator. Don't know why the speed brakes are all the way up. I just saw that. Let's go ahead and stow those. So there was a little light here for the speed brake. That's interesting. Alrighty. Standby attitude, standby altimeter looks good. Flaps are 0, 0. Our alternate braking system looks good there. We have our brake anti-skid is in norm and on, so that all looks good. Let's go ahead and set our needle here for our current oil quantity, which is pretty much max. Love it. There we go. Looks pretty good there. Alrighty, everything else there looks good. This isn't going to come online. Well, we got GPS primary, so let's go ahead and go back up to the overhead. We can get ATS, the pitch trim, sorry, on. That's going to turn on everything else. Now we have digits displayed all throughout here. That all looks good. Landing gears down with no red arrow indicating. And the same thing for the first officer's flight instruments. We have the airspeed indicator over the RMI, PFD over the ND, and then we have our altimeter, VSI, and ADF needles with a clock over to the end there. Coming on down to the center pedestal. I think today is the last day. Yeah. Well, today? No, tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be the last day for the database, so we'll make sure we update that tomorrow. Let's go ahead and come on down. Our pitch trim is set currently to 1 up, so that's fine with me. Our speed brakes are retracted, thrust levers at idle, engine masters are off, flaps are up, parking brake is set. We have 2570 as our frequency in the active because approach is online. We have 228 in the standby. 7776 is our squawk code there. I'll go ahead and turn that to altitude only there. Okay, everything else looks good. Let's go ahead and get to programming our FMS, shall we? All right, we'll go ahead and bring that up. I'll slide you over here. And we'll go ahead and begin our programming. We got GPS primary. That looks good. Newark to Chicago, Indianapolis, where we'll just dip on into FedEx's hub there if everything goes sideways. So that should be perfectly fine. Let's go to the next page here. Our bluff fuel, we're looking at 48.7 for our fuel. Let's go ahead and check out our weight and balance. So let's go ahead and apply load to aircraft. There we go. Zero fuel weight, 254.2. Excellent. And there's your fuel weight CG. Should be 29.7. There we go. Now we should be able to enter our route reserve. I'm going to do 0.5. And our alternate time to Indianapolis, 6.6. That looks good there. Excellent. Let's go ahead and put in a flight plan here. I think they're using 22. Yeah, they're using 22 right. So 22 right full length is what we're gonna do. We have the Newark 5 off of 22 right. Newark 5, and we'll go ahead and insert that. Excellent. We got the discontinuity there. And for our arrival, I don't know if they do this in real life. I don't know what arrival they use here. Possibly 10 center. I think it'd be 10 center versus 10 right, although 10 right would be like right there, but maybe 10 center. So let's plan on 10 center for now. I don't know how often they use 10 right, so that's what we'll do. We'll plan on 10 center. That way we can plan on like a foxtrot turn off, take uniform right on into the ramp. Otherwise we'd have to go, it looks like, down a hotel, Romeo, Golf, Yankee Whiskey Sierra back on in. So that's a fun one. So we'll try to take Kilo or Fox to get into the UPS ramp, which is like just south of the runway there. So 10 rate, we could get off at Whiskey 4 or 5 and take Sierra right on in. So wouldn't matter either way. I am happy as long as we get 10 center or right. That's all I care about. So let's go 10 center for now, since that is a longer runway. And we're going to be on the windy arrival. Emma transition to 10 center. So we have 10 center. Windy arrival. Emma transition. There we go. I'll leave that as none. We'll insert that. Excellent. Well, let's go ahead and review the route while we're here. So we have Newark runway 22 right. It's going to be the Newark 5. Yeah, there we go. Newark 5. So, oh yeah, we want to be in plan 15 nautical miles. There we go. You know what? I'll do it from this angle. It's a slightly better angle to see things from. There we go. So we have the turn to heading until we intercept the ILS at Q. What is that? 2. 2.3 DME. And then we'll turn to a 220 heading. And then we'll get radar vectors to. There we go. We'll get radar vectors to Cote. Then we'll pick up the Quebec 436 to Emma. So one airway. All the way to Emma, and then that is going to be the transition for the windy to arrival there. We have 705 miles on the flight plan, and I do not know how to see the mileage totaled here. That's quite all right. Good enough for me. Let's see. Let's go down here. What we need is takeoff performance, shall we? So let's go ahead and get that takeoff performance. We'll be departing off at 22 right, full length. Everything looks dry. We'll sync the weather up there. There we go. Let's do a 15-0, see if that works. Air condition on, anti-ice force to go off. That all looks good. I really wish they would, instead of just putting markers somewhere, I really wish they would show like the field length used. But that's quite alright. So 158, 160, flex 63. And I already forgot those numbers. 158, 160. Alrighty. So we need 158, and I'm up here. 2005. I do not know. Is there a way? Oh, that's how you do it? Okay. Interesting. Alrighty. So we got 128, 158, 160. Oops, too fast. There we go. Set that, and then I like to do 250 knots because reasons. There we go. So we have 158, 160 with a flex of 63. So we'll go ahead and do flex takeoff. 63. There we go. Excellent. That is all done there. Let's go ahead and get GSX to start doing GSX things. Request boarding. And while GSX is doing that, let's go ahead and take a look outside. Yeah, you see how the stairs still... I deactivated the stairs. At least I thought I did. I said no stairs at this gate, but that's quite all right. It is what it is. The stairs don't conflict too much with the rollers here, but it's just for the immersion. I wanted to pretend like they're rolling this out straight onto the pallet and then lifting it right onto the airplane. That's quite all right.
198.58.
Every turn right heading 280, common maintain 1010,000.
So, you know, it doesn't really ruin my immersion. I'm still liking it. It's a cool setup that they have here in Newark especially. So there we go. Wow, this thing is taking a sweet time coming up to the airplane. There we go. There you go. You finished it. You're there. You did the thing. All right. So we will pretend that that's doing the things it's supposed to be doing. Let's see. Wait, why is everything empty? Oh, the pallets are coming in. The full pallets are coming in now. Okay. Excellent. I was like, why are they empty? Are we deplaning? Okay. There we go. So we'll let that do what it's going to do. And let's go ahead and begin a briefing, shall we? So we'll turn to our Ghost FO, ask Ghost FO if he's ready for a briefing. Yep, they're ready for a briefing. So, what are your threats? We'll short taxi out. So what we'll do is we'll do what we did a few days ago, which is push back, start the engines, get our checklist done all the way through, because we can pretty much do the before takeoff checklist while we're sitting right here and get it done all the way through. And then we'll start our taxi out. It's super simple. Zulu 4 Zulu down to the end. When we do get down there, plan on a 15-0 flex takeoff. Standard reject considerations. Any questions about what we need to reject for? No? Excellent. In the event of an engine failure, we'll fly straight ahead to about 3,000 feet, clean up the aircraft, work the ECAM, and plan on a return to 22 left. If we need more runway, then we can request an airport with more runway there. Otherwise, we'll continue up to 2,500 feet. Our perch is online, so they're in the active. Unicom is in the secondary, and we have a squawk of 7776. Do you have any questions about the briefing? Nope. Excellent. So, since we don't need to take on fuel from GSX, what we'll do is we'll get the external power off since the APU is on. Excellent. And we'll get our pumps on. I will not hit the beacon light until all the doors are closed and locked. So, learned my lesson the hard way there. Let's go ahead and I want you in profile nav. So we have once we hit Toga, that should say SRS and like heading, runway heading, something like that. So it's just very interesting. But we do have climb and nav blue. So that's where that would come in. So we have V1 VR, so we would have V1 VR V2 climb and nav blue, and apparently just FD1. FD1 is in command. So I think if you turn one flight director off, both flight directors off, and then you turn one on first, that's the one that's in command. I think that's how that works. Don't quote me on that. So that all looks good there. We can check our oxygen. That is tested there. That sounds amazing. Let's go ahead and I'll get the GPU out of the way. so it's not ruining our immersion while we're looking outside. And let's go ahead and do a, before start checklist, we can take it all the way to the line. So cockpit preparation is complete. Our fuel quantity is 48.8, required 48.8 on board. Takeoff data, we have 158, 158, 160 with a flex of 63. Landing elevation is 0 feet, set. Altimeters 29902, set. Brake anti-skid, normal windows are closed. We are to the line, so we're just gonna wait until they are done boarding up on the outside, and we will be ready to walk and roll there. Excellent. I'll get a little bit of music going on in the background while we wait for them to finish boarding up the aircraft. Oh wow, really? Oh, okay. Looks like the last pallets are going on right just now, so. Oh, wow. Okay, I have to manually open the main cargo door. Okay, let's go back inside. That's my fault. I should know this. No. Yeah, ground equipment. Gotta open the main cargo door. That is my fault. I should know this already. Fortunately, they're actually pretty quick because it's pallets. It's actually pretty quick loading. There you go. We'll watch them finish loading up here. We'll just pretend that there was a delay getting one of the pallet loaders to the aircraft. UPS does not like it when you waste time moving pallets around. Let me tell you, cargo airlines, they are a completely different animal when it comes to their operation. They don't need to move people; they just need to move packages, and for the most part, packages don't check in late. They check in right on time. They make it to the airplane right when they're supposed to. They get put in the container they're supposed to be put into, and they this is interesting. So the pallet loader doesn't go all of the way up. It goes most of the way up, then it slides over, and then the main part has to go up another two or 3 feet. Interesting. That just seems like a lot of unnecessary movements.
A321 Heavy cross runway 31 right at Whiskey, continue via Charlie and Echo.
Hopefully you all are enjoying this angle of loading the aircraft, at least from almost from like the ground handler point of view. We'll let that go ahead and slide all the way in there. In all actuality, there'd be so many containers you'd have to load. It'd be absolutely insane.
Alright, LL57 Heavy, combat maintain 1717 guys.
17,000.
It is kind of cool to see that pallet loaders go up and down. You know, a lot of people like to give GSX a lot of grief for, you know, how robotic everything can look, but I mean, it really does enhance the immersion factor. I can imagine the landing here if you're a UPS off, like, so like I guess there's pros and cons to where the cargo operations are, right? FedEx is on the south side of the field, UPS is more or less on the north side of the field, I guess. And on a south operation, you know, FedEx has to taxi all the way on up to the north side of the airport to take off, while UPS is right here, but UPS has to taxi all the way back after landing. So that kind of slows their operation down, but you flip the runways around and the exact opposite is true. So it's like no one really has a competitive edge when it comes to where they're parked here in Newark. The only ones that get the best parking are the airlines. They're kind of parked midfield there, so. Man, Beanie Baby Gaming still has not taken off yet out of Atlanta. Let's see if I can find him on VATSIM radar here. Ooh, the weather looks terrible in the Washington area. Alright, he's finally on the roll. Beanie Baby Gaming finally taking off to head on up to, or down to Savannah there. Do we have, no, we don't have New York Center online. Quite alright. Boston Center is online though. Do we have Newark ground? We do have Newark ground. So I'll go ahead and put 121 point. Was it 8 or 9? I didn't see what their frequency was going to be. 121.8. So we'll go ahead and do that, shall we?
Got the A320 heavy. Near departure, your radar contact. Turn left heading.
Alrighty, there we go. We got ground in there. We'll leave departure as is. APU is running. Sweet deal. I just noticed that memo. It looks like they are bringing the lift down for the last time. They'll be pulling that away. And what I'll do now is we will go inside. I will close the doors, all the doors. I will close the doors first. So we'll close all the doors. There we go. Then we can remove the stairs once that happens. And we can remove the chocks as well. Beautiful. And lastly, since all of our doors are closed, you can go ahead and turn on the beacon light. Alright, so I didn't blow a slide. Excellent. That's all I really wanted to know. Apparently, Allegiant does catering for every airline all over the world. Alrighty, so there we go. Beautiful. Let's prepare for pushback and departure, shall we? very interesting with the thing. It actually raises you in when you do ready for pushback and departure. Beautiful. News left, I think. Already. First, let's go ahead and contact ground with Yankee 29903 is the meter. Set once, set twice, and set thrice. Alrighty. Hello, ground. UPS 3318 is ready for push and start.
UPS 3318 heavy, Newark ground. Push and start at your discretion. Advise when you're ready for taxi.
Push and start at our discretion. Will advise ready for taxi. Can we expect full length from here, or are we looking at the Whiskey intersection departure?
You can expect the full length. Suits you right at fully.
Excellent. No problem there. And we do have Yankee for UPS 3318. Alrighty, we are cleared to push. Brakes off, clear to push. Well, I should probably do below the line, shouldn't I? Beacon on, park and brake as required. Before start checklist is complete. Excellent. The sounds aren't the best, but we'll still turn it up and get that engine going. Today's an odd day.
Yankee is now present.
Start 2. Waiting for 25%. Waiting for a nominal 25% in 2. Once I introduce fuel, we'll go outside into the drone view and see, listen to it from the outside, shall we? Yeah, sounds definitely could use some improving, but I'm not mad about it. Alrighty, that was an insanely precise turn right there. Let's go back inside to set the brakes here. Brake set, clear to disconnect the interphone. Thanks for the push. Have a great day. Let's go ahead and start engine number 1 here. Beautiful. Good starts on both engines. We have 2, 4, 6. We have 2, 4, 6. Getting ready to get the pin right here. Excellent. We have the salute. The area is clear. Clear on the left, clear on the right. Let's go flaps 15-0. Alrighty, lights out, everything looks good there. And let's do an after start checklist. Well, first things first. Need to get the pitch trim down 0.6%. So let's go ahead and move that all the way to the down 0.6%. Probably right about there. That looks good. Rudder trim is 0. Spoilers are armed. Slats flaps 15-0. 15-0. Ecam status. Normal. Checked. Anti-ice is as required. Hand signal is received. Excellent. Before takeoff checklist, let's get the flight controls checked here real quick. Like to do a box pattern. Watch your knees and guts. Excellent. Flight controls checked. The flight instruments are checked. Briefing is confirmed. V1, VR2 flex temp. We have 158, 158, 160 with a flex 63. That is checked. Slats flaps, again, we have 15-0, and takeoff config, normal for takeoff. We are to the line. Let's go ahead and go below the line. Transponder set, TCAS, TARA. Well, it's on, just altitude on, because the TCAS is bugged right now. Auto brake is max, and ignition is as required. There we go. The after takeoff checklist is complete. And let's see, I think did they update the ATIS here? Okay, Yankee is what it is still. Alrighty, so we'll bring up our little map here. Hide you, move you over here, and move you to where I actually am on the airport.
Newark ground, Lindbergh 4403. We'd like to revise our cruising altitude.
Because why?
Lindbergh 4403. Newark ground, go ahead. What else would you like to amend it to?
We're currently filed for 380. We'd like to instead file for 230. Trying to get to 30 between here and Ottawa is just not going to happen.
I mean, that's what SimBrief would do to you, to try to file you for the highest possible altitude. Other ground, UPS 3318, information Yankee, ready to taxi.
UPS 3318 heavy. Runway 22 right, full length, taxi via Newark.
22 right full length via Zulu for UPS 3318 heavy. Alrighty, we are clear on the left, clear on the right. We'll go ahead and begin our taxi here.
Newark 4403, you wanted to amend your altitude to 230, Israel?
Alrighty, we're pretty much on Zulu. We'll take this all the way until we get to the whole trip bars for 22 right. You can go ahead and, well, I'll leave that up for everyone's situational awareness there. I'm gonna follow along.
Lindbergh 4403.
Lindbergh 4403, your altitude has been amended to 240. Cruising altitude.
Roger, Lindbergh 4403. We'll call for taxi.
Roger. UPS 3318 heavy. contact to tower 125.7, although he is about to close.
Alrighty, we'll contact him and see if he'll give us a takeoff clearance. If not, then we'll switch over to ZTAF. Thanks for the ETC this evening. I really do appreciate it. Alrighty.
Yeah, have a good night.
Let's see, 1257. Excellent. Hello, departure, UPS 3318 Heavy, number 1 holding short of 228 at Zulu and Newark. Ready for departure.
Yeah, 3318 Heavy, near departure road. When the 2809, we're going to keep right full length of pickup.
228 full length, cleared for takeoff, UPS 3318 Heavy. Alrighty, we are cleared for takeoff, so let's go ahead and get all of our lights on. There we go. Nope, I want that as well. There we go. We're on the runway now. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. Only thing left to do is to make this turn slightly more than 180 degrees. Or sorry, not 180 degrees, but you know what I meant. Slightly more than 90 degrees.
Turn right heading 160. Yeah, 702 to set to maintain 2000.
Is it me, or I mean, I know I get the volume high for you, but the engines are still very quiet for me. That's quite alright. I don't mind.
8938, flying 180, vector to final, set to maintain.
Beautiful lineup here. Let's go ahead and get 40% going on the N1s. Half down on the side stick. Volume's already up. Let's go Toga.
Yeah, 702, turn right 190, and 22 up with
Thrust set.
that. 702, you're 5 buzz, maintain
80. It's checked. V1, rotate. Positive rate. You're up. Nav green.
Yeah, 702, the Newark wind 280 at 9. We're going to take you up to the land. Yeah, 0938, just confirm to send to maintain 6000.
Sorry about that. Descent maintain 6000, Jets 8938.
Over.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and get the autopilot on because we're coming up.
UPS 3318 Heavy, your radar contact south.
1,700 for 2,500 for UPS 3318 Heavy.
UPS 3318 Heavy, turn right heading 360. I'm going to maintain 10,000.
So right turn to 360 for UPS 3318 Heavy, and that's climb and maintain 6,000.
I'm going to maintain 10,000 and a right turn 360.
Alrighty, 360 and 10,000 for UPS 3318 Heavy. Great, flaps up. And 10 profile heading 360. Excellent. There we go. Beautiful. See if we can get a shot of our turn out of here. I'll bring the sim volume down. There we go. Oop, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to go back up to the flight deck so you get the gear in the neutral position after takeoff. checklist. Slats flaps are retracted. Landing gear is up and neutral. Packs are on. Altimeters are 29903. Set on both.
Jazz 8938, turn off thing 160.
Beautiful turnout of Newark here. Look at all of those tanks there. I wonder if this is like, because I'm pretty sure those are all oil tanks. I wonder if we get a lot of crude oil imported to right here, or if because it definitely seems like a fuel farm of some sort. Either way, those tanks are holding something. Just don't know what they're holding. Beautiful departure. Finally get to see Newark, New Jersey, and all of its beauty here. Still kind of cloudy, but that's quite all right.
Maintain 5,000, Jazz 8938.
Absolutely beautiful. Let's see. There we go. You can't see nearly as much there. Well, we will stick with that view. How about that? Nine for 10.
Jazz 8938, it's going to maintain 4,000.
Down to 4,000, 8938.
UPS 3318, core direct coat. I'm going to maintain 17,000.
Direct coat 17,000, UPS 3318 heavy. Alrighty. 17,000. We'll go ahead and put that in there. Profile. And let's go direct to coat and put that in and nav it. Excellent. Beautiful. I was like, it is going to turn to coat, right? There we go. Beautiful departure out of New York City here, Newark, New Jersey. A little squirrely there on the rudders. For once.
UPS 3318 heavy, leave my airspace. New York Center is offline, but I said somebody took a change approved.
Frequency change to approve for UPS 3318 heavy. Thanks for the ATC. Have a great night.
Jazz 8938, I got to close up your race, so somebody took a change approved.
So we'll do 122.8. There we go.
What you can do. Have a good one, too.
1228. We'll go ahead and put that in there. Let's go ahead and file our put our cruising altitude 34,000 feet in there. There we go. And we can continue on up to our cruising altitude. Beautiful. Not having the issue that I had last night with the drone cam, so that's a good thing. I have no clue what happened last night. It was we were all over the place with the drone cam. Obviously I had hit some button and didn't know how to undo it, but the damage is being undone, at least for now. So there we go. And I have no clue why just randomly my mouse is not being selected onto the sim. That was weird. Like the drone stopped and my mouse randomly decided it didn't want to be on the in-game menu. And if I'm not in the game, then my controller won't work to move the drone cam around. But there we go. Beautiful departure out of Newark. Hopefully that didn't blow your ears out there. The sounds on this airplane aren't like the strongest, so I don't think I'll have any problem blowing your ears out. That's they kind of sound faded. The louder it gets, the quieter it sounds. I don't know. I just noticed that that's a thing with this airplane. But I mean, if the sound's all I have to complain about, you know, that's not bad. Because I'm sure eventually, somewhere down the road, it's going to be a third-party sound set that will come out, kind of like, what do they have for the PMDG? 737, something like that. The Boris, yeah, the Boris sound pack. That'll eventually come out. In fact, you know what? Everyone, all third-party developers, just work with Boris, and Boris will make a sound pack for your aircraft. That's what the standard should be. Oh man! Alrighty, we're coming up. We're almost at 18,000 feet. I'll go ahead and get all of our lights off here. Excellent. And I think it says pull for standard. Okay, so we can pull it and it will go will this one do it? No. So you gotta do that and then pull for standard. Boom. That's interesting. Haha. Very interesting there. And that's, I mean, it just looks different. I think on the first flight, I was actually setting 29902 in the window, so I didn't realize you could just pull it to go to standard and then push it to go back. I mean, it's just like the 320 where you pull for standard. Again, don't know who they hired for their human factors, but whoever they did hire must have gotten it right for the A350, because it's intuitive that when we want to hand things over to the airplane, we push. When we want to take back control, we pull. And so they get that function just right there. Also, let's go ahead and get some in-flight tunes going there. Absolutely beautiful. There we go. Also, I still don't know who is here in chat, but I still do not have an idea of what and where I want to fly the last A300 flight for tomorrow. So if anyone has an idea of what airline and route, let me know. I am truly kind of stuck in what I think I want to do, because like I said, once we start getting to the middle of the US, I don't really have a lot of sceneries. Down in that area. Ooh, maybe we could do Chicago to Springfield? Springfield, Missouri? Another cargo route, but FedEx ops, maybe? Maybe not. Maybe a DHL ops to Springfield. I do have... I mean, I don't want to do. I have a Pan Am livery, but I don't want to go all the way to Miami. That seems excessive. Yeah, I'm very unsure of what my my next route should be. I mean, I could take FedEx down to Indianapolis, but that's a very short flight as well, right? And I really don't know who else flew the A300 and in real life. Let's see. We could do some Eastern Airlines ops. Didn't realize they flew them. Pan Am, of course, flew them. I don't know who Tradewinds is. Oh, that seems like that's a cargo company. Then obviously UPS. Okay, so not really a lot of options. You have, in terms of people who actually flew the A300, we have American Airlines, Continental Airlines, Eastern Airlines, that's the one we haven't done yet, FedEx, UPS, and for some reason Tradewinds and Pan Am. So not really a lot in terms of our options there. So we could do Eastern ops, but I have no clue. I have no clue where Eastern used to fly into and out of. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Here, I'll bring up on the IFE here. There we go. So we have Eastern Airlines. Trying to see EAL. Okay. One hub, Miami. So essentially, they're like the Pan Am as well. They were like a direct competitor of Pan Am. Secondary hubs: Atlanta, Charlotte, Kansas City, New York, LaGuardia, New York's JFK and LaGuardia, Philadelphia. Ooh. Eastern Airline ops into LaGuardia on an A300. Anyone? Short runway, big airplane. I mean, we already proved that this airplane can get down and can stop. So a 7,000 foot runway would be nothing, because that's one of the runways in Chicago today is a 7,000 foot runway. So LaGuardia, Philadelphia, San Juan, and Washington National. Okay. Focus cities: O'Hare, Orlando, Tampa. What is frequent flight 1 pass? So that could be a viable one. Eastern Airlines ops? Maybe. Doing Chicago O'Hare to like Atlanta, Charlotte, JFK, or LaGuardia. So those are the ones. So Atlanta would be default Asobo. Charlotte is the Imagine Sim Charlotte. JFK is the default Asobo. I have one from Flight Sim. LaGuardia would be flightsim.to. And Washington National, I forget. I think that's Trzecki Designs as my Washington National. So those would be our options there. So we got, all right. And let's see. Can I do that? Let me go ahead and we'll get rid of that. So let me go ahead and get rid of the IFE real quick. And let me see. Hopefully we get some people here that will be in and out. Hopefully in and out during the live stream. But start a poll. Let me think. Think another question. Okay, I got it now. We have here, how about this? Since I can only have so many. And then lastly, there we go. We'll go ahead and do that. So where should we fly to from Chicago tomorrow? Atlanta, Charlotte, New York City. I'm not too sure if we'll do JFK or LaGuardia, and then we'll do Washington, D.C. I'll go ahead and put that poll up for anyone to vote for. And I'll pretty much just end that poll at the end of the night there. So you have the whole stream essentially to vote on that. So there we go. Hopefully I think that'll solve the problem there. So it will be Eastern Airlines. I just don't know where to yet. So stay tuned. And hopefully, I don't have an Eastern Airlines livery. Hopefully, I can get one. I hope that's not going to be an issue. Speed Baby Gaming and Holding. Let's go ahead and bring him up. It appears that he's in like this infinite holding loop. I have no clue what he's doing. Go ahead and bring him up there. Yeah, Beanie Baby Gaming live on the air. There. Seems like he's doing some sort of holding pattern. Don't know if the weather again in where he's at is just so bad that he's having to hold to wait until it improves. I have no clue. So we shall see, but it looks like he, if I was him, I would not hold for too long. Because if I'm reading that correctly, it looks like he has about 3,300 pounds of fuel. Or is that kilograms? It might be in kilos. Never mind. Never mind. He has a little bit of time to hold. I think that's in kilograms. All right. So, and it could just be holding for sequencing, because I think he said it was a VATSIM event. According to a stream, it's a VATSIM event. So it could just be that. But we'll see. But it looks to me like the weather's not the best down there. So it is what it is. He has his predictive wind shear off, even though I don't think that actually works in the Phoenix anyway. So I'd be very shocked if that actually like looked ahead and when it detected wind shear, gave you the alerts. That's a huge thing during recurrent training is all the different types of wind shear warnings you can get, and what to do during. What to do when you get different alerts, because not all alerts require an immediate go around, and not all alerts require you to delay your takeoff. The Airbus can be sneaky about it sometimes. Well, hopefully he is monitoring his fuel there. But there we go. That's Beanie Baby Gaming there. Looks like he is holding just to the south of Savannah there. So we'll hopefully we'll get back to him when he's on his way inbound to land. He's at 29,000 feet holding. Wow. Okay. So hopefully he gets cleared in at some point, but he has a ways to go. At 29,000 feet, he has a ways to go. If that's the case. So we'll get back with him when he gets a little closer to his destination. That's Beanie Baby Gaming, everyone. If you can, head on over to his channel, give him a like, give him a subscribe. He is on his way to 800 subscribers tonight. So hopefully he can reach his subscription goal. So there, we'll check in with him in just a little bit there. In fact, let me see if that's going to be on flights. Explain.to relaunch. Okay. Cool, but I don't use explain.to. I use flightsim.to. Alrighty. It was already kind of hard. Let's go. Liveries. Airbus. We want the A300. Although, oh, there it is. Flightsim.to does not make it very obvious. A lot of DHL liveries here. No, I don't think they're going to have any Eastern Airlines on flightsim.to. Alrighty, I'll have to download it via the iniBuilds manager there. That's quite alright. I do remember seeing them. I just forgot where I saw the deliveries at. So I think it was on flightsim.to there, or sorry, the INI manager website where I saw the liveries for Eastern Airlines. I didn't even realize Eastern had the A300s until I saw that livery. So yeah, we can definitely do that. I just don't know where we're gonna fly next. So if you can, go ahead, vote in that poll. So we have our flight route for the next flight. If not, I'm not gonna lie, I'm going to settle on the shortest route, which is probably Atlanta. Which is no hard feelings there. And if you're tuned in, feel free to vote in that poll I have there for you. For airport choices, well, that's really 5 airport choices because there's LaGuardia and JFK for New York City. But 4 airport choices, pick which one you'd like to see for tomorrow night's stream. Let me know. We're here cruising along at an altitude of 34,000 feet on the way out to Chicago O'Hare. What a beautiful evening of flying we have here. Partly cloudy skies, nice smooth ride. And if you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the Eagles. Now, I really do appreciate you spending a little bit of your evening here with me on this channel. Max Racing says, what airplane are we flying next leg? It's going to be the A300 still. So that's been the theme all week this week is flying the A300. I wanted to kind of break up the flying the A3, the 320 family, I should say. So I decided this week I wanted to do something different, which is just flying exclusively the A300. Next week, I mean, I don't have a lot of days I can stream next week that are available to me. In fact, I don't have a lot of days for the rest of the month to stream, so the streams will not be nearly as frequent for the rest of the month, but that is quite all right. I'll try to get in a few different airliner types on those streams. I'm thinking you want the bare metal Chicago to Charlotte. All right, we have Charlotte in the chat. There we go. So I think I may have that one. If not, it's in the INI manager. It's just weird how INI is set up right now. I don't know why, but everything, the liveries at least, download into my 2020 folder. Then I have to go into the 2020 folder and slide them over into 2024. So it's just weird how that works. So I'll have to go find that in my 2020 folder and slide that on over. So we have American bare metal to Charlotte. All right, that's you even threw in an airline. I thought we were gonna do Eastern Airlines, but we can do some American bare metal flying to Charlotte there. That's so cool. You can see the upper and lower strobe light there. I mean, I did a really good job when they made the A300. I don't, you know, the A310 they have by default in 2024 and 2020. That was kind of like the collab. It was their first collab there, and I like the A300 better. I think they just, because it's a paid aircraft, I just think they put a little bit of extra time and effort into it. It's not a rushed product. They didn't deploy it until it was, in their opinion, fully ready to be enjoyed by the flight sim community, and it definitely shows. Because if you ask me, even though the A300 and A310 are the same airplane, the 300 looks a little better. Just a little bit. I'm not saying it's leaps and bounds better, right? Because I mean, it's the same texturing team, same modeling team, all that stuff, same paint team. But I think they just spent a little bit of extra time modeling the airplane to get it just exactly right, and you can tell it looks amazing. There we go. Enough of that. Let's hop off the drone cam back into the airplane there. iniBuilds Gaming is still burning holes in the sky there. Wow. I wonder why he's stuck in this holding pattern. Could it, I mean, he doesn't really have too much time left to be sitting in the holding pattern. Looks like the outer tanks have transferred to the inner tanks. So he's starting to get down, or he's getting ready to start, I would say in the next 20 minutes or so. Burning into his reserve fuel. So hopefully he gets it on the ground here fairly soon. It looks like I don't know. He's still just burning holes in the sky at 29,000 feet. Don't know what's happening. I think he's still online. Let me look at VATSIM radar yet again. Look down. I mean, Savannah does not look like it's having a fun night down there. However, I can't even see where he is. Nope. I do not see him. Okay. Yeah, him and so that's very interesting. So him and another Delta pilot. So there's two Deltas in a holding pattern to Savannah. That they're literally the only ones going in. So I don't know if like ATC down there is like the airport's closed because of the weather, because it does look like there's some rain passing through the area, but I don't know. Very interesting. Very interesting. So I'll keep him up. We'll see what he's doing. He has all types of zigzaggy patterns going around down there. Very interesting. Beautiful. Everything is looking quite all right up here, up in the front. Just wanted to check on everything. Let's see. Why do we have a message in the script? Lateral. Oh, that was a long time ago. We can go ahead and clear that. Beautiful. And I guess while we're up here, we have plenty of time to do it. But let's go ahead and review the arrival here. Bring the arrival up. We'll check and see what the weather is in Chicago. VATSIM controller is online still. So they are landing 9 left and 9 center and 10 center. So that's pretty much what it is. They're departing 10 right apparently, because that's the thing. Alrighty, so we can expect to land 10 center. I would expect to land 10 center, since that will put us closest to the cargo terminal there. You know, I wouldn't put it past them that we would land, since we're coming in from the north, I wouldn't put it past them that we land like 9 left. And then taxi from 9 left. We take Mike all the way down, go around the terminal, continue on down, taxi all the way down. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past ATC to do that. That sounds like something they do. But let's see, we have Emma right here. Let's go ahead and put you in plan 15 nautical miles. We can scroll all the way down to Emma. So we have Emma, Latour, Victory, and then for some reason we have 2 separate lanes here for 2 separate arrivals. I think from Victory we should go direct to Walter. Nope. Okay. Because it says Windy to Victory transition. This is a very confusing thing. So it's going to be Ditka, then Walter, then River, then Peyton, then Windy. Did I miss something? Oh, there's a descent area there. Alrighty. Then Windy, Fire, Ernie, Happy, Tubes, and then Monks. Monks is the south side there. If they're gonna give us 10 center, Monks, Giorgio, and then lastly is Possum. And then for the approach, Jarrett's approach 10 center. It should be 10 center. A little bit of turbulence there. We'll go ahead and bring up that ILS. There we go. We're looking for Ruta and Ray. So we have Ruta in 4,000 and 2,300, and then we got Ray at about 2,300, so that looks good. And then for the missed approach will take us climb 4,000 to 093, heading inbound on the Chicago Heights VOR 336 to Chicago Heights there and hold. Alrighty, so we should continue straight out and then intercept the 336 radial and to Chicago Heights. There we go. Beautiful. That looks good. Maxer says, who's holding? Are you talking about IRL? No, not IRL. I have Beanie Baby Gaming up on a different tab here, kind of like watching his flight. As he's going along, he's just drilling holes in the sky right now. And I'm very concerned about his fuel situation. I mean, he is at 29,000 feet, so he is conserving fuel. But he is not getting in to Atlanta there. If I can show you. So here we go. This is all right. It's gonna elongate that. Okay, cool. All right, so this is pretty much this what they've been doing, and then there's another Delta person. There's two Deltas. Oh, looks like there's an American holding now, and a CL60 going to Savannah. They're all holding. So yeah, there were two Deltas holding. Where did the other Delta go? Did he? Oh, I think the other Delta is going to be diverting. Oh, wow. Okay. There we go. One Delta is diverting. We have Beanie Baby still holding strong in the pattern here. So that's a very interesting evening for him. There. I did not know. Well, one, I have no clue why Savannah is holding, because VATSIM ATC, even for weather, they like never hold. So I have no clue what that's all about at all. So look, I just assume that VATSIM cannot see weather. That's what I assume. They just can't see weather. Or they do, but they really don't care, because, I mean, it really depends on the simulator, whether, you know, what the weather looks like in each person's sim is very different. And again, like Chicago, right? Like, I have the Asobo Chicago. And the taxiways in Chicago on the chart here do not match my scenery. So like there's just like somewhere in here a bunch of construction happened, and now the taxiways don't make sense anymore. This is current. My scenery, the Asobo scenery, is not. So I wish Asobo would get on top of that, and every once in a while let AI do a scan of the airport and redo the taxiways. Like that would be, I mean, you got the AI power, so just use it to update some of your Asobo airports if they're out of date, you know? I don't know. My 2 cents. Got Lake Erie right below us there. There we go. Beautiful Lake Erie down below us. Nice in the summertime. It's probably a nice lake to go have a swim in, take the boat out, and just cruise around the lake. Now that's a lake. You could get lost on that lake. It's so big. Kind of like how my aircraft entered a nosedive last night in severe turbulence. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. That the Airbus can be scary when you get into some crazy turbulence, because it's fly-by-wire, so you can't, like, when you have something like, wrong one, There we go. When you have something like this, it's a non-fly-by-wire, it's a yoke, right? Cables, pulleys, hydraulic pumps, and all that stuff. Even though like the flight controls are hydraulically actuated, you can still feel every buffet on the flight control through the yoke. So it is very pilot connected. Let me put it like that. So when I say pilot connected, like you're in the loop. You're not out of the loop. Whereas on the Airbus, you're out of the loop, right? So if you hit a gust, you don't feel it in the side stick. You're just reacting to what the airplane is doing. So that's why it's, I just don't like gusting winds, especially gusting crosswind. A gusting headwind I can deal with it because you just, you add a few knots and, you bring the power out a little bit later. That way you don't lose that gust right over the numbers. And you'll be perfectly fine. A crosswind is something different. It makes it it's a completely different beast. He said the airplane said nope. The autopilot didn't come on for the rest of the flight. Yeah, that can happen. Oh, sweet. Beanie Baby get cleared to the airport. Alrighty. But yeah, that's interesting that the autopilot didn't want to come back on. I didn't know that the Phoenix simulated the A320 that deeply. Yeah, that can definitely happen. I mean, one of the airplanes I used to fly earlier on in my career, did not like turbulence, like even a little bit. If you flew through even some light turbulence, like there was like a 50-50 chance that the airplane was going to kick off the autopilot. Like it did not like it at all. It was terrible for that. The autopilot would just turn off if you just lightly blew air over the wings. So like it was a little ridiculous. So yeah, you kind of got used to when you started getting into turbulence. You just kind of it was pretty much standard procedure. When you got into turbulence, you literally would put your hand on the yoke so you were ready. If the autopilot disconnected, you literally had to do that. Yeah, it's you get used to that real quick. Now, is it really necessary for your hand to be on the yoke just in case the autopilot turns off? I mean, no, because the aircraft, all airplanes, at least in the transport category, I should say, are going to be inherently stable. So even if the autopilot kicks off, it's not like the airplane will suddenly just flip upside down. And now, caveat, asterisk, whatever you want to say there are situations where you really do need to have the autopilot turned off and hand flying it, such as severe to extreme icing, because that can change the flying characteristics of the aircraft. And they want you to be able to feel if you're getting degraded flight control inputs. Because if you are, it's time to yeet out of there. Either descend into warmer air, you turn it around if that's the quickest way out. But I mean, who knows what's the quickest way out, right? You can't see if you're going to exit the icing faster in front of you or behind you, right? So descending into warmer air, you turning it out of there, you got to do something to stop the severe icing, because the airplane, if you stay in severe icing long enough, the airplane will cease to fly. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That is just a fact. Lots of accidents in the past where airplanes just sat around in severe icing, accumulated more ice than the ice protection systems can handle, and they fell out the sky. And in at least one of those accidents, and possibly the one down in Brazil too. I don't know I don't know when the final report is going to come out, or if we're ever going to get a final report on that. But at least the one with the American Eagle ATR accident that happened, you know, the autopilot was masking the degraded flight control authority. And so when the airplane could no longer handle flying itself, it turned the autopilot off, and that's when everything just kind of went haywire from there. But yeah, there's most of the time you don't need to have your hands right on the controls like we would have when we were flying through turbulence. You'll have plenty of time to react and all that fun stuff. So. And it definitely looks like Beanie Baby Gaming is getting bumped around on his descent into Savannah here. So he is having a ton of fun, it looks like, tonight. Oh, wrong one. There we go. That's the view I was looking for. Not as pretty out that way. Too many clouds. You know what I'm very curious of as well, Max Racing, is, we have a 50-50 split here. We have Atlanta or Charlotte. Someone wants to go down to Atlanta. We'll see. Is this whole top hands thing, I have no clue what that is about. Or how it's a thing. Apparently, I don't know. The more you chat, the more points you get. I really don't understand it. It says top fans and XP. What's the leaderboard? Okay, yeah. So literally, the way you get XP is to send live chat messages and send super chats, super stickers. Okay, yeah, but like, how come? I'm very confused about why you, the person chatting the most, are not getting XP. You should show up as number 2 here on my top fans chat here, and it's just showing Beanie Baby Gaming. Who, I mean, to be fair, I don't know. Obviously, I think he, has this other favorite YouTubers that he tunes into and chats to and probably has XP with. But, like, I mean, I would think every time you send a message, you're gaining the XP, and any XP gives you a rank. So I don't know. I have no clue how you get XP in this top fans thing. No clue. Are you on mobile? Is that why? Like, is it different when you're on mobile versus PC? I have no clue. I mean, it is kind of cool. I mean, that they have it, I get why they put it in there. I assume they're trying to drive up engagement from the audience in the chat there. So it kind of gives the audience an incentive to chat. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It might take me some time to think about and sort out how I feel about YouTube doing that. Again, I'm not one that's gonna monetize my channel. Don't need to monetize my channel. If I do, that's going to be it's a very bad day in the aviation industry. So, Let me see here. Were there any expects? No. I don't think there were any expects on their arrival either. Nope, no expects here. The only ones are if you're coming from like Canada. Or no, the Yoop, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan there, Traverse City. Is that how you say that? On that part of their arrival. But yeah, so this is a pretty straightforward arrival there. And let me quadruple check. Do we have Chicago? Says Chicago Center is still online. So there we go. We should be able to get good positive vertical guidance on the way in to Chicago there. So I would expect within the next 10 minutes or so, we should be talking to Chicago Center, and Tower is online as well. So hopefully Chicago Center, once we begin our descent, will let us know what runway to expect. Tactical Cone, hello. How are you doing, good sir? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Eagle's Nest. Glad you were able to make it out, even if it is just for a minute or two. Appreciate you coming out and hanging out this evening. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day yourself. Alrighty, excellent. Looks like we have not a ton of votes here. We got 3 votes, but Charlotte is definitely taking the lead there. I couldn't tune in yesterday, but I am here now. Really do appreciate it there. Tactical Cone, really do appreciate it. No problems there. And you tuned in at probably one of the best times, because we got about 40. I know Flight Live says about 32 minutes, but we get to fly past the airport and then back around and again. So about 40-ish minutes or so until we land. So there we go. Did you see the video with the angry San Francisco controller? Yes. Max Racing, I did see that, and let me tell you about San Francisco. First of all, I'm pretty sure I've interacted with that controller before, because that voice sounds very familiar, and her tone sounded very familiar to me. Because we landed in San Francisco one day, and we got instructions. So, San Francisco here, I'll just bring it up here. Search. There we go. I'll just bring up the chart. I want the taxi diagram. Squiddy Aviation, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you were able to make it out. I know you said you weren't able to make it yesterday, but glad you're able to make it out today. Really do appreciate that. Welcome, sir, to the Eagle's Nest. Let's see. Let's bring up this chart here. So almost all the time, San Francisco lands 2-8s and they depart on the 1s. So we landed here, and I think they were doing a bunch of construction somewhere, like down here. So we land, and usually you're like somewhere here on one of these 4. So we cross over. The tower crosses you over, and tower said, turn left on Bravo. I think he said turn left on Bravo, and contact ground. So I was like, okay, because usually we don't take Bravo. So we turn left on Bravo, and we don't get any further instruction. Like, we contact ground. Ground is busy, right? So usually when they tell you, they give you a taxiway, you keep going on said taxiway. You just don't stop when you turn on that taxiway at these major airports. You just keep going. It's a lot like Chicago, where you just keep going, no matter that's not Chicago. Even if you make a wrong turn in Chicago, just keep going until the ground controller gets back with you. They're going to roll with it, you know? So you just keep going. That's just how it is when you're talking about the airline world. You just don't stop and sit there and wait unless they tell you to hold short of something. Since I didn't get a hold short of any other taxiway, and he didn't say turn left on Bravo and hold. He just said turn left on Bravo, contact ground. I kept rolling down Bravo. Well, finally, we got a hold of ground, and she was like, what are you doing? And, you know, my first officer was like, we're taxiing on Bravo, like the tower controller told us to. And she's like, and then immediately she, like, tried to change up her tone, and we ended up getting different taxi instructions, but I didn't like the tone and her voice at all. It was very accusatory when, I mean, they're the ones that they really don't have it together there in San Francisco. And like you said, that was very angering to watch. I do say so myself. You know, if I was that British Airways crew, I would have definitely filed an ASAP report on that and send it to the company for the company to look at, and the company would then contact. So what will probably happen? Someone from the company would contact someone from San Francisco Tracon, and they would have a friendly little powwow, a friendly little discussion there, and once everything is said and done, you know, maybe there's a little bit better of an understanding about what happened, but no one's really going to get any consequences from it. It's not really that big of a deal. It just, I mean, it is annoying when a controller tells you to do one thing and then immediately comes back and tells you to do another thing. You're in a Boeing 777. Like, my guy, you're in a 777. Like, if someone in a wide body says they can't make it, and you know what? If someone in any airplane says they can't make that turn, they can't make that turn. The biggest thing with me is she didn't accept the fact that she messed up the first time around. She tried to correct herself, and when a pilot told her no, this is the issue. She has an issue with someone telling her no. And when a pilot told her no, then she got all upset about it, saying that you have plenty of space, yada, 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 yada. Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. You're not on my airplane. And if I put one of these tires into the dirt, trying to do what you told me to, who's going to be in trouble? Me, not you. So in that case, you know, the British Airways pilot did the right thing by trying to de-escalate the situation. They ended up making the turn, but, you know, if that was me, I would have keyed that mic and said exactly what I just said. If I put this aircraft off the side of a taxiway, who gets in trouble? Me, not you. So no, I cannot make this turn. I know you have a lot of traffic. Fit us in where you can. Deal with it. And that's the thing. She needs to rapidly accept her new reality and keep moving on, because you can't sit there being stuck trying to make this work when it's just not going to work. It doesn't work all the time. That's your job as a controller. You got to sort things out. So I don't think she's really cut out to be an air traffic controller. I can tell you, flying into San Francisco several times now over the course of my career, they're pushing 10 there in not a good way, and you know, they're avoiding a mishap by the skin of their teeth. If it wasn't for the power of the go around, there would be a mishap every day there. It's absolutely ridiculous how hard they're trying to shove the airplanes in there. The spacing is insanely tight, so much so that if you spend 1 extra second on the runway, someone else behind you is going around. So much so that, you know, if they get the spacing wrong, then they can't get a departure off of the ones in time, you're going around. So they're just hanging on out there. In my experience, they are far behind the rest of the country. Auto to descend and maintain flight level 300. No separation services are provided. Okay. Well, should I do it? Because we're going to be in contact with Chicago Center here pretty soon. But in my opinion, they are by far some of the, I'm not going to say worst controllers, but they push everything to the limit. And I don't think they understand how much the pilots bend to make their plan work out. I don't think that concept has ever occurred to them in San Francisco. They just think they can, oh, you're at flight level 300, descend and maintain 1,900 clear for the ILS. You're like, but no, that's not how this works. I got to go down. I got to slow down. I got to configure. And you only gave me 40 miles to do it in. That's not going to work. So, it's something, there's something different about San Francisco, and I don't know what it is. But by far they lag the rest of the country in terms of, professionalism and how they move traffic through the airport. I definitely think there needs to be an improvement to how traffic works out there. But that's my 2 cents. I'm one flight away from filing or a report about an incident there. It's that close all the time. How come you don't link your ATPL to VATSIM? I just don't. I don't know. I've been on VATSIM for I don't even know how long. I just don't do the flying tests. I don't need to. I could, but why? What does that do for me other than let the controller know that I know what I'm doing on VATSIM? That's pretty much it. I don't. Is there? I don't know. I could, but more work than it's worth, I guess. I never actually took the opportunity to sit down and do all that stuff. Got my VATSIM account, been flying on it for quite some time, so I'm quite happy with it. Let's see. Yeah, Center's still online, so hopefully Center will be sending us the message here quite soon. More respect. Okay, yeah. To be fair, though, I haven't been scolded by the VATSIM controllers over my flying, so that's one thing I definitely haven't experienced. So the controllers are pretty nice to you on VATSIM until you really until you really mess it up. They're pretty forgiving here on VATSIM, so I can't really complain about it. And that's probably why I never really went into or looked into linking my real world ATP into VATSIM, because I've had really good experiences on VATSIM. 134.875 is going to be our frequency. I wonder if I need to put in the point there. We'll do that. 134.875. Tower is 2075. So we'll see. Do I need to put the point in? Yeah, you do. Where's the clear button? I don't know where the clear button is. 0.75. All right. Well, there we go. 134.875. 134.875. Pretty quiet on this frequency. Hello, Center. UPS 3318 is flight level 340.
EPS 3318, Chicago Center, verify 25 miles east, Victory VOR.
Affirmative, 25 miles to the east of the Victory VR for UPS 3318.
EPS 3318, Chicago Center, cross river at maintain flight level 200.
River and maintain flight level 200 for UPS 3318. 20 over river. There we go. River is down here. We'll put in, I need a slant there, don't I? Slant 200. River. We'll bank that on in there. And let's go ahead and... Is it going to give me an updated? Yeah, it's going to give me an updated top. Isn't there? Let's go ahead and...
1713 Mike, radar contact loss.
Yep, let's go ahead and initiate a profile descent now. Profile descent. Beautiful. Yeah, 876 for life. More respect. I definitely would appreciate that, especially for those who are newer to flight simming. For sure, go ahead and put the creds in there. That way, you're kind of telling the controller you know what you're doing. That's the biggest thing. You know what you're doing, and the controller will give you a little bit more slack there. So, and I didn't mention this either. 876 for life. Is that an area code, first of all? But thank you. Welcome to the Eagle's Nest. I'm glad you're here, spending a little bit of your evening with us. Hopefully you voted in the poll. Let's see where we're going to go tomorrow. Max Racing did modify the poll just a little bit there. If we go to Charlotte, it's going to be on the American Airlines Bare Metal A300. If I can get that downloaded and working in Flight Sim 2024, that'd be fantastic. Or the rest would be Eastern Airlines flights. So, yeah, if you haven't put your vote in the poll there, go ahead and do so. And let's go ahead and do this. My flight, nope, close. There we go. We'll upload this and 29908. That's what we're looking for there. 29908 when we make our descent. In fact, we'll go ahead and preset that. The other way. 90908. There we go. Beautiful. Have that all set up. We'll go ahead and let's plan on 10 center for now. Well, I guess I could just ask him. Center for UPS 3318. What runway can we expect in Chicago?
EPS 3318, Chicago Center. They're going to be landing east at O'Hare. Approach will assign you the runway to get a little bit closer.
Okay, we got approach on line. Okay, no problem for UPS 3318. All right, so they'll assign the runway once we get closer. I'm still planning on 10 center because that's what the ADA says they're using. 108.95. There we go, and 093. We will put that in there. There we go. I cannot believe. Uh-oh. Oh, man. He is getting down into the fuel starvation. Oh, no, he has an auto feed fault. That's what that is.
Departure American 329 is
All right.
5,000.
So he's still flying around, though. This is a 50... This is a 30-40 minute flight, and he is still flying around these greater Savannah metropolitan area. Wow. Wow, B2Baby Gaming is just... He's this is quite a flight. So sorry for the long rant there on the San Francisco controller, but I mean, you know, that's just my opinion, and you know, my
Crossfire at maintain 1000. The OR altimeter 29908, more than 1 hour old.
Crossfire at maintain 11,000 for UPS 3318. There we go. 11,000. I'll go ahead and put that in there. Slant 11. There we go. Fire 11. That is in there. Profile descent is doing profile descent things.
68108. The tower's closed hour-wise there, so you can taxi to 2 at your discretion. And will you be ready to go at the end?
Yeah, I'll be ready to go in 5 minutes when we taxi to discretion.
All right.
68108, Roger. Just advise when you are ready for departure for your...
Let's do a level change.
Yeah, we'll hope we're releasing in 5 minutes.
Those are a little high. I'll get the speed brakes out.
Chicago Center American 329 with you climbing to 9,000 for 15.
American 329, Chicago Center, leaving 13,000, resume normal speed. Climb and maintain flight level 340.
After 13 normal speed up to 34 American 329.
American 329, leaving 13,000, clear direct Robbie.
After 13 direct to Robbie, American 329.
There we go. A little bit better. Bring the speed brakes back in. All right, our speed brakes are stowed at this time. But yeah, like I was saying, just my opinion. Everyone has an opinion, right? So some people may think San Francisco controllers are the best controllers in the world. You know, obviously, what we saw out of that one controller may be a one-off. It could be just that person, because like I said, I've interacted with her before, and she pretty much acts the same way. So I don't know. You know, that's San Francisco. I get it. It can be a hard place to get into and out of. It's kind of sitting in a bowl of mountains there, right on the bay. And it has Oakland and San Jose to deal with as well. So, you know, it kind of got the worst of both worlds there. 3 very busy airports. It's almost kind of like New York City, with the exception of New York City, as I'll put it back in profile now, with the exception of New York City, at least has like next to no terrain around it, so you're not limited in how you can vector airplanes in and around the area. But like I said, every time I've flown in there, it's like they keep you high and then dunk you down low, and then cut you in short, and it's like almost every single time. You know, my threat going in there when I actually fly in there in real life with my FOs, or like especially the ones that have never been there, is I go, hey, just FYI, they're gonna cut you in and then dunk you down, and then expect for you to be able to make all of those speed restrictions, altitude restrictions, and intercept the localizer and glide slope all at the same time. So, very unrealistic expectations about what an airplane can do in San Francisco. But that is quite alright. Let me go ahead and double check. He is still burning holes in this guy. This guy is never landing, is he? He's just going to be flying infinitely forever. I kind of wonder if he did he refill in the air, or did I just not see his fuel right? He's got 5,000 kilos on board, so he has plenty of kilos. He just has an auto feed fault. I don't know. Oh, he's not feeding from the center tank, it seems like. Interesting.
EPS 3318, contact Chicago approach 119.0.
119.0 for UPS 3318. Have a great day.
Chicago Center, Blue Streak 9966 with you here on the way to KFW.
Ooh, let's see. What do we have here? X-ray is what it's going to be. There is a lot of stuff going on here. This is a huge ATIS. Why is it like that? All right, let me not look at it like that then. Let's hide you, flights, year, weather. That's some ATIS they're using. It's in center. Alrighty. We can plan ILS in center. Okay, so the ILS is operational down there. Sweet. It would help if I actually went transition to Niner 8. Get our lights back on. And it looks like we're good at fire. Okay. Flare approach UPS 3318 heavy is 15,500 descending across fire at 11,000. We have X-ray.
UPS 3318 heavy Chicago approach. I'm going to be going offline, and center is going to go offline as well. The airport's in east flow. There's no traffic between you and the airfield. Change to advisory frequencies is approved. Dan Tower's still on too. He just disconnected. So, yeah, it's all you. Change to advisory frequency is approved.
Change to advisory frequency is approved. Thanks for the ATC. Y'all have a good night for UPS 3318 heavy. See ya.
You too. I gotta go do the real thing now.
There we go. I guess he's gonna go. I wonder, your controller in real life?
No, I gotta go fly an Atlas 74 in real life.
Oh, cool beans, man.
When you're not dealing with a rolling delay for 3 days, it's a lot of fun. But it looks like I might actually get to leave now.
You actually Chicago-based?
I am, but I'm on an overnight in Dallas, controlling from a laptop.
Ooh, Dallas can get some nasty weather there in the summertime.
Yeah, we just got a flood warning on my phone.
Ooh, stay safe out there, buddy. I know the company they'll take good care of you guys. So have a good one, man, and get some C's while you can in flight.
All right, take care.
All right, cool. Atlas 74 guy. Learned something new today. Chicago Center, the guy who controls Chicago Center is an Atlas 74 guy. So that's pretty cool. All right, so they're pretty much in an east flow still. We can still plan on, we'll just do whatever we want. There's no traffic between us and the field. We will disconnect, well, not disconnect. We will switch over to, you know what? I'm going to just go straight over to CTAF. I'm going to guess it's 2075, but let's see. Yeah, it is 2075. We'll just switch over to CTAF there. Where is the clear button here? Cancel? Nope. Oh, it's on this side. Ah, okay.
Chicago departure, hello, American 7261. We're at 5,000 and heading 1.
So we'll level off here at 11,000. We'll maintain 11,000 for a little bit, which is perfectly fine. I think he's logging offline there, buddy. You're all on your own.
Whoops. Alright, thank you for letting me know.
No problem. Safe flights.
You as well.
Alrighty, so we'll log on to CTAF and listen in there. Didn't realize someone was taking off there, but he said no one was between us and the field. We'll continue down the arrival. We have fire at 11,000 here. Looks like we're going to make that restriction. It's coming up absolutely perfect. We're 12 for 11. I'll hang out at 11,000 probably until we get on the south side of the field there, and then we'll descend on down to like 4,000 feet, something like that. Well, let's see. We have Rita. Rita's going to be at about 4,000. So, yeah, we'll descend down to 4,000 feet once we get to the south side of the field there. Should be perfect.
Air traffic, American 2647, fully short on 1 Delta Delta Delta.
I'm on down one leg, finally.
Air traffic, American 2647, departing runway 10.
Well, yeah, it's, yeah, that's you definitely been flying around there for a minute, but you're on the downwind leg, so you were getting there. It's like we're getting on. We're about to turn our downwinds at the same time, essentially. It's almost gonna be a race to see who's gonna make it first onto the ground. Again, like I said, I'll try to keep keep your stream up as long as I can here. I forgot to do an approach checklist, right? They don't call it a descent, they call it approach. So signs are set, the briefing has been confirmed. ECAM status is, let's go ahead and I need to get rid of you. Check you. Normal. Altimeters, we have 298 set thrice. Minimums are, ooh, I did not go in here, did I? So our minimums are going to be let's see, minimums 869. So yeah, let's go ahead, put 869 in there. There we go. And of course 3040 landing looks good. Ignition, continuous relight. Go ahead and do that. And landing elevation. Ooh, I forgot to put in the landing elevation, which is 669 feet, so 700 feet. There we go.
Traffic American 2647, Newark, 1010.
So probably now, since we're so low, that's gonna trigger this to do all types of stuff. We're almost at, yeah. So you see how it's readjusting the profile here. It's in a slight, ever so slight climb to readjust the profile, increase the altitude just a little bit. So there we go. And then there's our diff P here. Well, it says diff P. I don't know why this is pressure differential. Yeah, I have no clue. But here's our cabin altitude. Okay, yeah, this is our cabin altitude. Here's our diff P. So this is what we're looking for, 0, once we land. But yeah, so you can see it adjusted itself ever so slightly to get back on profile there.
Chicago traffic American 24, correction, American 2647, clear, going at 10 left and out of Chicago here, heading direct to Bent and heading over to Unicom. Final call, American 2647.
Sweet deal. Let's see. Oh, you know what I do need to get is the replay up and going. Now is a perfect time to start recording our replay. Excellent. Let's go ahead and get that going. Beautiful. What I'm going to do is we'll pre-select 4,000. I'm going to take control of our speed. And oh, it's just going to start a descent. Cool. Cool. I didn't realize it was just going to be in level change the entire time. I figured it would switch to altitude hold. I guess it doesn't go into altitude hold. I guess it's something I gotta think of the next time here. Let's go into altitude hold right now. There we go. Actually, no. Level change. I didn't realize we were so close to 250. So that's fine. I'm not mad about that. Descending a little sooner than what I wanted to. I wanted to wait until Mox to start our descent there, but that's quite alright. Looks like Beanie Baby Gaming is on a base leg. Quite possibly. Hard to tell. So, like I said, when he's on shore final, we'll bring him back up and see if we can get a view of his landing there. Let's see. Do we have the city? Oh, you can't see the city. Oh. I was hoping we'd be able to see the city. Anyway, let's go outside. See if we can see the city from outside. There we go. There it is. There's good old Chicago, Illinois. Right down there. Absolutely stunning. Sitting right there on the lake. You might be able to see it right over the turn from Mox. Might, maybe. There it is, coming into view. we go. There's the Chicago skyline. Absolutely beautiful. Glad the weather is being cooperative. Today we have some beautiful shots out of New York City and into Chicago, Illinois. Absolutely beautiful. Now that we got the city behind us as we're turning westbound here. Where at? Yeah, we got Tower Chicago traffic, UPS 3318 heavy, 5,600 descending 4,000 on the right downwind runway 10 center, Chicago traffic. I mean, I could go down to, what is that altitude down here? 2300 to cross Ray J 2300. Because we're actually doing pretty well in the descent. I don't have to go super far out. Then I won't go super far out. The floating cumulus clouds are muy bonita. Sí, señor. Muy bonita indeed. Are clouds feminine or masculine in Spanish? I have no clue. Let's see. We're leveling here at 4,000. I'll go ahead and reduce our speed down to 210 knots, and then what I'll do is descend us down to 2,300. At 210 knots, we should be able to go. In fact, right now we can go flaps 15-0. And at 195 knots, we should be able to go flaps 15-15. So that's what we'll do. What did I say? 2,300? Yeah, that's at Ray 2,300. Oh, that doesn't work. 2,300 level change. Let's go ahead and do final approach. There we go. 134 with a 5-knot ref there additive. So that's going to be 139. Oh, I did not know that. I don't actually know what clouds are, what the correct phraseology for, or the correct word for clouds are in Spanish. So if he dropped that in chat, I'll be able to learn something today. Alrighty, let's go ahead and we will go direct to Ray at this time. LNAV is on. Go ahead and switch you down to LS. Get the LS going. And put, once we're completely turned around, I will engage the land feature. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, sorry everyone. We're just your average everyday A300 buzzing your beautiful neighborhoods out here. Beautiful suburban neighborhoods out here. We'll slow it down to 190 knots now. And we can go flaps 15, 15. Oh, Beanie Baby Gaming is about to touch down right just now. Let's go ahead and bring him all the way up there. Beautiful. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Lenoobs. Lenoobs? Am I saying that correctly? Or is it Lenubis? I would say Lenoobs, but it's probably Lenubis. Alrighty, let's see. Let's go ahead and turn our land feature on. Activate our second autopilot here. Beautiful. YC Cat 3 on there. We can slow it up to 170 knots, and in doing so, we should be able to go flaps 1520. Air traffic, UPS 3318 heavy is about 2 miles from Ray, inbound on the ILS 10 Center approach, Chicago traffic. So what did I say our reference speed was going to be? Well, it says 133 now. Beautiful Beanie Baby Gaming. Beautiful landing there. 133. So let's go ahead and 133. So 138. We burn. Okay, so it's going to be ever so slightly different. 138 is what we'll do. So I'll go ahead and begin slowing up to 138. We can drop the gear, and in doing so, let's go auto brakes low as well. Looks like we are good to go down to 3040 landing checklist. Beautiful, beautiful landing there, Beanie Baby Gaming. Los Nubles. Look at the clouds. Mira los Nubles. Okay. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I know a little bit, so I knew Mira was look. Look at the clouds. Okay. Mira los Nubles. Alrighty. Okay, let's focus here. That is Beanie Baby Gaming. You see in the inset there. Go ahead and I'll get rid of him. If you could head on over to his channel, give him a like, give him a subscribe. He's on the road to 1,000 subscribers there. So landing checklist, landing gear is down, auto brake is on low, anti-skid is on norm on. That looks good. Flaps are 30-40, and spoilers are armed before landing checklist is complete. Excellent. Let's go ahead and get rid of our music here while we focus in on the landing. Alrighty, excellent. Autopilot's off. Auto thrust is off as well. A little jerky on the movement. That's me. That's all me messing around there. A little off center line. Excellent. We are on the ground. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Chicago. We'll let the auto brakes bring us down a little bit more. 80. I'll begin bringing those speed reversers back out. That looks like a very narrow taxiway to me, but maybe it's not. We'll take this next one here. 60 auto brakes are off. Manual braking is on. There we go. Beautiful. We'll make this next right-hand turn. The K airplane, please slow down. Make this next right-hand turn. Great. So, like, Los Nuble. That's almost kind of rolled off like it was a French nubla. Chicago area traffic, UPS 3318 Heavy is clear of runway 10 center on Foxtrot. We'll be taxiing to the ramp via Foxtrot, uniform, and Sierra 1. Or Sierra 2, one of the two. The final call. Alrighty, so... Okay. Yeah, we'll take this right here. Boom. There we go. Alrighty, so... Let's, go ahead and just make this right-hand turn. Another process, get the APU going. Get all of our lights off. Yeah, that confused me. Let's not do that and say we did. There we go. Beautiful. Yep. All is good. Excellent. Oh, forgot to get the flaps up. There we go. Flaps are coming up now. Nubis. No, Nubis. Mira los nubes. You get the L in there, so it makes me think I have to say the L, though. Nubis. Okay, I got you now. I'll have to solicit my sister, who lives in Miami and speaks Spanish fluently. How we would say that. There, and I wanted to go... Okay, so there was like a south cargo. Of course it's going to be hot. It's always going to be hot. Let's see. GSX. Do not have a GSX profile set up for this. So, let's see. Gate... Northeast parking... 11? 11... It's all GA. I have no clue how I'm going to find... It's all GA. I don't get it. Hold on, we'll stop here real quick. I have no clue how GSX's number this, so... Yeah, I have no clue. 11. Show me the spot. Nope. Clearly not anyone here. Oh, alright. Well, snap, crackle, and pop. Alright. Hold on. Let me get the map out and zoom in. So that was 11 to our right, but that's at Delta's terminal. You know what? Forget about it. We'll just park at 11. Close enough. Close enough. Parking. That's northeast parking. No, we want parking here. What if I do something like... That's 2, 6, 5, 11, 12. Where's 4? Just show me the spot. That's down there. Nope. And parking. We're about 20. Show me the spot. Ah, yeah, that's what I want. 20. That's the exact one I want. That's where UPS would park. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Parking gate 20. There we go. No. And really? Whatever. It's a cargo ramp. Excellent. Only took 5 years, but finally we found where the ramp is going to be there. So yeah, I think they're going to be on the angle. Yeah, we'll be angled in, but that's quite all right. Alrighty, so we'll head all the way down here and then make this U-turn back around. Yeah, that looks like that's where I should be. See a marshaller out there standing on the ground. We all know how that works with the A300. You're just not going to see them, which is perfectly fine. Really? Seriously? What in the world? I'm very confused about how this line is set up. Not quite yet. There we are. Excellent. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and set our brakes. There's no reason to have the fastest seatbelt sign on or off, so that is perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and shut down engines 1 and 2. We'll go ahead and get all of our fuel pumps offline here. Interesting. Huh. We can get our beacon light off as well before we blow out its slide again. Let's go ahead and get the probe heat off as well, and we can run a let's go ahead and get the GSX to, well, first of all, before that happens, ground equipment, I want to disarm all the doors. Yay. And let's go ahead and open that, and then we can request a deplaning. Request deboarding. There we go. Excellent. And let's go back here. I forgot to do the after landing checklist. The slats and flaps are up. Transponder is as required. Radar is off. Spoilers disarmed. APU was started. Excellent. Actually remembered it this time. Parking checklist. APU bleed. Let's go ahead and get that on. Excellent. Engines are off. Diff P is, we got to check to make sure it's 0. It is. Cool. Lights and signs as required. Fuel pumps are off. Window probe heat are off, and the parking brake and chucks are as required. The parking checklist is complete. What a fantastic flight in the A300. Again, another beautiful. Oh, I forget that Chicago is one of these airports that does that. Don't know. Oh, do I have a light on somewhere? Yeah, taxi light. Man, that light switch is getting me every time. And the strobes. There we go. Never had that happen before. Now, I have learned that when that happens, just, it has, I wonder if it has something to do with a memory leak somewhere. Because if I go up and down with the drone just a little bit, kind of gets rid of it for the most part, so we'll pretend that green thing is not there at all. Somehow, we have less pallets coming off than we had going on, which is quite alright. I think I didn't have a sim brief. I didn't have GSX imported from SimBrief, so that's why there's a discrepancy in the number of pallets going on versus coming off. That is quite alright. So that will just make the deep cleaning process go by a little quicker. In the meantime, let's go ahead. We can get rid of some information here. Cancel out our fly live. Thank you very much for your service. We can end our replay here. Or recording, I should say. Not replay, but our recording. And that is done. And let's go ahead and log off of AtSim, shall we? Beautiful. Once they're done deplaning our pallets here, taking them on inside, we will hop back onto the flight. I'll bring the volume down so we're not blowing your ears out there while we're sitting here on the ground. We'll head on inside and activate the ready for departure on the tab there. Maybe I'll turn off the brake fans, as those things are whining. There we go. Well, of course it's going to be like that. Oh, how I do not miss the Asobo airports. It's literally, this only happens at the Asobo airports. I have no clue what it is, but for sure, when we get the opportunity with an XM update to download airports, I am definitely going to download the ones I have the most trouble with, which is Denver and Chicago. It doesn't really happen as much as at LAX. I have no clue why. Great flight. Thank you very much, Max Racing. Really do appreciate that. Also, thank you for teaching me los. Well, if clouds are feminine, here's why are we using los, not las? Mira las nubes. What? Isn't that how it would be? Mira las nubes? Not los? I don't know. You know, that's way above my head. That's like... That's like college level Spanish right there. Alrighty, so it looks like they are all done. They're carrying those pellets off to no man's land. We have that all done right here. Let's go ahead and hop inside, close up our doors. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I know a little, but I also know, like, if it's the feminine would be las versus los. Like I'm trying to learn the French way for les and les, but les and le. I don't know. Theirs is a little bit more difficult when you're trying to use the feminine versus the non-feminine version in French. It boggles my mind. All right, let's go ahead and close that door up. Let's close this door up. Let's go up into our tiny little gears page here, and we'll say ready for takeoff. Confirm. There we go. And this time, I did not blow a slide. All right, there we go. That sounds amazing. I love not blowing a slide. Unlike last night. So we'll wait for the engines to come back up online. We're looking for a 246, so we have a little ways to go here before both of our engines are up and online. Brake fan is off, so that's good. And once we are up and going, we will get that replay a-going, shall we? There we go. We got the power changeover. We're waiting for it to still get up to self-sustaining speed. There. Well, I don't know what that was about, but there we go. Let's see. We got 246. Looks good to me. Let's go ahead and get this replay loaded, shall we? Where'd my mouse go? Why aren't you clicking onto the screen? There we go. There's not going to be really any fantastic views here, but here we go. Oh, the other thing I forgot to do is end the poll. So there we go. Poll is ended. Looks like we're going to Charlotte tomorrow. Came in a little high and floated it just a little bit, but otherwise another friend. I just absolutely love the way this airplane flies. Absolutely beautiful. 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 Absolutely love it. We'll run it back, get the outside view here. Let's see. I like trying to get the outside view with downtown in the background, because why not? I mean, I came in right on glide slope to the pampy, slightly high, but that is quite all right. I see. I started getting high there towards the end, so that's when I brought out the power way earlier than I usually would. And this airplane, it just flies so well. This is a pilot's. I don't know if this is how it would fly in real life, but if it is, I mean, I missed out on a prime opportunity here. Let's see. Let's see if did I mess it up? Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Alrighty, there we go. Something about that's not taken the first time around. Alright. Beautiful. From that angle, it almost looks like we rolled it on there. I'll go do the over the numbers shot here. There we go. We'll put it right on, pretty much right on center line. I don't know why the numbers are not evenly split over the center line. That is what it is. We'll bring it up to the C here since that is more evenly split. There we go. That looks like a good height. Good texturing. Whoever did the texturing here, this is default Asobo. And that is actually what a little turtle light looks like in the ground. The in-ground lighting, that's what it would look like in the ground in real life. Let's go ahead and roll this replay, shall we? And we'll go ahead and zoom in. There's our airplane. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beanie Baby Gaming says, hey, how are you doing, Beanie Baby Gaming? Was able to catch that landing there right at the end. Had it on my little in-flight tablet there. So, and if you couldn't tell, the my drone work is back to pretty much normal now. So that is great to see it being back to what it was before. I have no clue what happened on the stream yesterday where I obviously hit a button and caused my drone to be in a mode I had not seen before. Squiddy Aviation said, amazing landing, thank you very much. Hey, you say 45-minute flight ended up being 2 hours and 7 minutes. Yeah, what happened there? Did they just shut down Savannah? Is that why? I don't know why it took so long for you to fly that flight there, Beanie Baby Gaming. So let's go ahead and let's see, back it up just a little bit. There we go. We'll head back inside here. There we go. We'll go ahead and get that rolling. So yeah, there's an event in Savannah. So yeah, I guess ATC was overwhelmed essentially. And so they had you guys in a holding pattern. That's quite all right, Beanie Baby Gaming. Yeah, fortunately you had enough fuel to sit there and hold and wait it on out versus divert somewhere else. So you know, that it is what it is at that point. But Beanie Baby Gaming, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you, to thank 867 for Life, Max Racing, Tactical Cone, and Squiddy Aviation. Thank you all for coming out tomorrow. The vote is in. It is settled. We're going to be doing some old school American Airlines A300 flying from Chicago down to Charlotte. So stay tuned for that. Until I see you at the next stream, please make sure you take care of yourselves and each other. Until then, I'm Grey Eagle. Peace.